So, Victor, have you ever been to camp before?
I have been to a camp and it was very fun. A lot of nostalgic vibes, eating hot dogs, telling stories, telling scary stories. It's a lot of fun. And sometimes it's crazy, sometimes we might pull some pranks on some of the counselors. Sometimes we might, look at the girls inappropriately because, that's what us teenage boys do. But hey, whatever you gotta do to have fun at camp in the summer.
Let's get ready for the summer.
So what? What if the show gets canceled and you guys never get to do movies or anything like that? Say that.
Yes, bitch! There she is!
They should let children out of school to see this movie. They should show it in school.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I disagree.
I am Iron Man.
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
You're gonna have to rock a thong with this. Oh, no, I don't wear thongs. I have a very fussy taint.
Oh, behave.
Welcome to Not Ready for Popcorn Players podcast, the number one podcast for taking your boss outside while he's sleeping and leaving him somewhere all night in the galaxy. My name is Johnny Watson.
And I'm Victor Higgins, fresh off winning the cup stacking competition and the hot dog eating competition. I am full, but hey, I'm still here.
Damn, bro, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, as you know, this is the podcast where we talk about the movies led by SNL cast members. And today we start with a real early one. We're going to take the clock back all the way back to 1979. We're going to talk about a movie by the first new SNL cast member ever, Bill Murray, and his 1979 pretty good movie, Meatballs.
Yeah, it's a heck of a movie in my opinion, and I'm really excited to talk about it. And also, I believe the first or the second movie with an SNL cast member that was both shot while they were still in the cast and was released while they were still in the cast after Animal House. I believe I'm right. Yeah, because I believe like Belushi, when he did Animal House, that was filmed in 77, and then that came out in 78 while he's still on the show, and then for Bill, probably 78, then released in 79 while he was in his final season of SNL. Yeah. Because season 5 was 79 and 80, so yeah. Wow. So I think this is their first. Or first second, I should say. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. I thought this might have been his first season out, I think.
Yeah, no. Yeah, 80 or 1980, 86 was season 6 was his first. Or 80, 81 was season 6, and that was his first season out.
Was the 80, 81?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. The 80, 81, yeah.
Yes, because I believe that is where the soundbite that starts our theme song is from.
Yes,
80, 81, the cold open. What if the show gets canceled and you guys never get to do movies? He was hosting that episode.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently it was the season after when this movie came out.
Yes. The summer of 79, yeah.
Yeah, summer of 79. So yeah, this was an interesting one. I think I had looked this movie up a few months ago. Didn't know much about it. Didn't see too much about it. But it's a pretty fun idea. I wouldn't say it's the most narratively sound movie. It doesn't have like a clean structure.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like a particular goal in mind.
A plot.
It's really just set up like,
yeah,
we've got these middle class and poor kids and they're rivals with the rich kids, and a bunch of camp stuff happens, and really the only thing that's like really a through line through this whole movie is the rivalry with the rich kids camp.
Yeah, and I even thought about that myself because like there's really no plot at all to this, and I feel another great movie, funny enough, that has Bill Murray in it, that is a great comparison to this, is Caddyshack. Because even though I absolutely love Caddyshack, it's another movie that doesn't really have a distinct plot. Just like, oh, these guys at golf, and that's the same case with this movie of these kids at summer camp just doing summer camp things. And again, like you said, the one real plot to this is like the thing between the kids and the other kids where they're battling between the competitions, and it's a good plot, of course. And I feel maybe that's probably for the best because I don't know if you could really have like a movie that's kind of like structured to really have it all be that from like start to finish.
I
What do you
think
think about
you could have, but I think you could have because I've seen other camp movies where it's like
that?
you have a specific goal and this person wants to get this by the end of the summer. This wasn't really like that kind. Like we
Yeah.
even have a goal like that, but
Hmm.
and it's something I commend the movie for with because a lot of movies play the relationship dating aspect like very like this is so important. This movie plays it really loose, and we'll get to it later, but structurally that might have made it more sound. However, as it's aged, it feels more realistic to me how a relationship would really go. That it's just more chill. They don't really talk about it. They kind of um what's the word? Define it at the end, but it's kind of like more chill and modern to me.
Yeah, and I feel one real big thing that I feel maybe personally actually enjoy this movie a lot is in a way it feels kind of timeless because I
Oh
feel
yeah.
there's like lots of different things that I feel anyone at any age can watch and look at and still enjoy, and I'm sure like this is still very relatable even in 2026 of how camps or I haven't been to a camp in like in years, but I'm sure how what they're doing here in 79 is still what a lot of camps are still probably doing in 2026
I
or
would say maybe the kids are on their phones and social media a little
yeah,
bit more, but still there's a lot of outside physical, you're just
right.
sleeping in the place, doing little silly games and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also feel like aside from the girls in bikinis and a few of the curse words they drop in this movie, I feel this is kind of a nice, fun family movie that I feel anyone can watch. I think it's good.
It was wholesome most of the time, but I think we'll get into some interesting moments.
Yeah, and as usual with this, let me talk about who our SNL cast member is. I mean, we kind of already got into it, but let me have a deep dive into it. So,
Yeah.
Bill Murray, not a whole lot you can't really say about him. On for 4 seasons, as Johnny mentioned, the first ever new cast member coming in after Chevy said deuces, and we had Bill come in, and he was a really great cast member. All weekend update
He
anchor,
was
and
Weekend Update anchor. The
yeah,
second
and
one, right? No, the third one because Jane had some in there.
yeah, it was Chevy, then Jane, then did Dan and Jane, and then Jane and Bill. So yeah,
Okay, so he's
and
four.
yeah, and just a general question for you, Johnny. Favorite SNL Bill Murray moment that you have?
Oh, I don't know, man. I can't put my finger on one. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm really a big fan of the Nick the Lounge singer sketch he always does. That's always a one. I feel like it's one of the, for me, rare recurring sketches that every single installment I really love because that's always kind of the thing you always kind of have to be cautious of recurring characters. Like, can you still be like in depth with the same beats every single time? And I feel for Nick's character, in my opinion, I feel he definitely did that, and or for Bill's character playing Nick, he really did that, and yeah, has gone on to host. He's a 5-timer, and
Yes.
and a fun fact about one time he hosted. The second time he hosted in season 7, he's the only returning host of that season for an entirety of season 7, which I think is very interesting. And
Wait,
also,
every single one was a new first time host?
yep, yep.
Wow.
And some people did make their debuts, like Danny DeVito first hosted that season, but again, only his first time. So
Mhm.
yeah, and also another thing about his episode, I believe I saw somewhere. Actually, no, I did see the episode because one thing I don't think I ever actually said on this podcast yet is I have seen every episode of the show, and I believe one episode in season 7. I personally didn't see this, but I did see somewhere that it was during the Poland invasion, and they interrupted like during his live episode in season 7. They interrupted to be like, "Oh, hey, breaking news! Poland is doing something," and I believe he also had a mention of like, "Oh, hey, our hearts are with Poland at the good nights." And what's funny about that is that for like some streaming services, they oddly leave that poll announcement in the episode, what I think is very funny.
I can understand that. Some people leave it out, some people leave it in, you
Yeah,
know. People are really iffy with like real events in history and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. But there's some like little Bill Murray SNL knowledge there, and yeah. Why don't we get into
Totally. And he is one
our
of the
cast?
bigger stars of this thing. I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't have as many movies as say Will Ferrell or Eddie Murphy, but he
Hmm.
still has a pretty good chunk of them.
Yeah, and also I believe speaking of Will Ferrell, our now second movie where there's only one SNL person in here after we did Stranger Than Fiction.
Okay, yes, but I swear one guy really looked a lot like Al Franken.
I think it
I
was just kind
think,
of
I
generic
think
70s look for guys at that time
I
with the
know,
curly
but
hair
I
and
think his
glasses.
name is Crockett. I was like, because I was watching it on Amazon and it has the little thing, and it's like, you're telling me that this isn't Al Franken, but that really does not feel like what I'm seeing.
We'll see, we'll see. And
Yeah.
again, like let's get to our cast. So of course, Bill Murray as Tripper Harrison, and
Wait,
I'm
Tripper
good.
Harrison? I thought it was Jerry Tripper.
Uh, I'm just reading what Wikipedia says, so
Okay.
we'll see what happens. And this is the only, and he's the only name I really recognize from this. So I'm curious
Yeah,
if
me
you know any
too.
of these names. Oh, really? Okay, so we'll just say the cast here. So Harvey Atkin as Morty, Mickey. Oh, hi, Mickey.
He
Kate
looks like Ian
Lynch.
Fidance.
Yeah, we have Kate Lynch as Roxanne.
Hmm.
Russ Bunham, I believe, as
Right?
Bobby.
Russ Banham, he's the one that I
Russ
said looked a lot like Franken.
Oh, I can't see that. I can't see that. We have Christine DeBelle as Al, which scared me for a second because I thought, based on how Wikipedia has it, it looks like they're saying their name is AI. I was like, what?
What? Which one's Al? I don't even remember which
uh,
one it was.
Christine DeBelle. I believe it's just that it was one girl that randomly just has like one scene in there, so I'm not even sure why they're crediting
Oh,
her in this. But
I don't
so
remember.
a
I
girl was,
remember Candace though. She's the one with the boat.
yeah, yeah. We have Sarah Torgov as just
Candace.
Candace. We have Jack Blum as Spaz.
Ooh, Spaz was going through it in this movie.
Yeah, and like poor
Also,
guy.
I don't know what the connotation of that name is right now. I don't think it aged well, but I don't know enough to say why or
It's such
what.
a stereotypical
Maybe. I
nerd
don't know.
name.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
But Keith Knight as Larry Finkelstein, which is of course. Then we have people that don't have Wikipedia pages, but I'm going to mention them. Cindy Gerling as Wendy,
Right.
Todd Hoffman as Wheels,
Okay.
Margot, not Robbie, but Penvidic or whatever, as Jeff
In Vidic, yeah.
Penvidic, yes, which is like a rejected porn name there.
Oh yeah.
We have Matt Craven as Hardware Renzetti, but in this he's billed as Matt Craven with two N's at the end instead
Yeah.
of one N. Norma Del Aggies as Brenda. They have Chris Makepeace as Rudy Gurner, my favorite character out of this.
Oh yeah, very important. Yeah. As we would know
Yeah,
later.
and I believe a fun fact. Well, I guess it's not super fun fact, but he stopped acting in 2001. So yeah,
Mm.
he's
Yeah,
still
that
around.
child acting will get it to you though.
Yeah. Ruth Rennie as Jody and Hadley K as Bradley. So yeah, that's the cast there. But really, it's just big name here because I feel like really no one else became big names in one way or another, which is
I
unfortunate.
know nothing else. This is
Yeah,
not like Blues Brothers where you have a few people that ended up making it doing a few things, but this is I don't know anybody else from this thing.
yeah. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So yeah, this is a very Bill Murray movie. He's just being silly the whole thing. And we find that from the very, very beginning, super early in the morning at Camp North Star. The alarm clock wakens the head counselor, Tripper. He's done a kid space cadet helmet with switches on the camp's PA system to help him talk to the whole camp. His public service announcement informs the camp counselors that they should get out of bed and report to their assigned duties. He also expects the summer sessions at the camp will be fun. Tripper forgets to turn off the microphone, takes it into the bathroom with him. The sound of a toilet flushing is heard across the camp. The other counselors are seen doing landscaping, painting, and replacing windows over and over and over again, genuinely getting the camp ready. So yeah, the first thing I think we noticed about this is what was that food? Was that like a half-eaten
Yeah,
sandwich? Was that a turned upside down or folded in half pizza? What's going on here?
yeah. I thought that for some reason I thought it was a pie at first. I don't know because I think it like I saw like it was like orangey, so I thought like maybe it was some sort of like a peach pie or something.
Okay.
And then I thought it was like a toast. I don't know how I got toast somewhere, but like that's how I have down on my notes. Like, oh, is that toast? But like, it's not.
I
So
don't know.
And also, I really liked Bill's camp room here. It seemed like the very, it seemed like a very uh like realistic camp from this or camp room from this time, which I appreciated.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out a little something too. How old are they? Because at some points it feels like they are teenagers that were hired here for the summer to manage kids, but at other points I see them drinking, so I'm like, well, they must be at least 21.
I would guess probably like late 20s, like 27 to like 30.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So they're
that's
like
in
where I'm at.
the right age there.
So they're like where I'm at. Okay, okay.
Yeah, and like, hold on, let me quickly look up how old Bill Murray
Yeah,
actually
how
was.
old was Bill Murray in 1979?
Uh,
What's up with that?
he was 29, I believe, 29 or 30 in this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that makes sense. That seems yeah.
Okay, I understand. But yeah, he was, and also was he a little bit hungover for this or no? I can't tell.
I think it's just how Bill Murray is.
Okay, yeah, he's waking up crazy. They got two alarms. Um, I think it was smart to put the radio system into the helmet, but I wish they could have used that a little bit more. I wish he could have been calling the radio from like crazy places. But I guess,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't see any wires hanging out of it, so I'm assuming it's a mobile radio.
Yeah, that could have been like a fun, like recurring thing they did where he does the announcement
Yeah,
maybe like in a
he's
tree
doing
or
it from up in a
area
tree or way out in the car or
or while
standing
you're
in the middle of
paddling
the
or
lake.
something. You know?
Yeah, I'm thinking he
And
should be able to do announcements anywhere. Like he's yeah,
and I really loved like how he was delivering all the announcements. It was a very Bill Murray like way, just being like, "Okay, kids, we have this going on, so you better hurry up and
yes.
buckle up, everybody."
There is a lot of that throughout this. He's just really he is inserting his personality throughout this movie. Like there's like no scene where it's not very specifically his thing and his type of comedy. He just has a lot of bits throughout this movie, and it starts here
Right.
a little bit, you know.
And honestly, like throughout this time of, I kind of wonder, like maybe if this like could have been like a fun like sketch the show they did actually on the show, because I feel like it could have been because I feel like especially in this era they definitely tried doing very experimental things. So I could easily see this being some sort of thing that the original cast would have done. It could have been very fun too.
Yeah, yeah, something like this. Okay, so at the rendezvous for the campers, Tripper has his staff gather the kids and get them on the buses. Some of the kids have terrible attitudes and have to be threatened with bodily harm. Oh, one more thing I meant to say. This camp, before they even get to all this, looks hella dangerous.
Yep.
Looks
Yeah.
hella dangerous. They're
Yeah.
breaking glass. They got all
Oh yeah.
sorts of stuff. It doesn't look good. I have not seen a single "Don't sue us" slip handed out to nobody. It's not looking good. So yeah, I
Yeah.
understand why some of those kids would have complaints.
Yeah, I just I really love that. Like that you mentioned, I really love that sequence of them, the two guys trying to get the window together, and then just everybody's breaking in. There's like one guy resting on a painted what was a bridge or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They
and
got
also
paint all over him.
yeah, and also I was curious, and this is probably a very dumb question to ask, but like, how was Bill knowing the time of? He's like, oh, it's 7:40 in the morning, but like I didn't see. Oh, I guess the
Yeah, the
is
alarm clocks, remember?
oh
He
yeah.
had two of them.
Right. I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, some of these kids have bad attitudes or have to be threatened with bodily harm. One of the camp counselors, Spaz, a nerdy type with taped together glasses, is met by some counselors from North Star's main rival summer camp, Mohawk. They seize his milkshake and pour it on his head. A news reporter is doing a story on Mohawk, which is much richer budget and a longer waiting list and a stringent approval standards. It seems to be a luxury for his campers. Tripper talks to the reporter, posing as Mohawk's program director, and gives him super bogus, super like extremely like rough stuff, which I'll definitely get into in a second. Information about the camp activities, including Sexual Awareness Week, where prostitutes are brought into the camp and campers earn prizes for cavorting as many as they can. Okay, so first of all, I gotta say, he did a great job of trying to sabotage this camp. When he talks about the sexual awareness stuff, but also they go into other countries and pillage all these places. He brings up uh someone. I guess if you're politically aware at the time, you would know this, but someone who's aged horribly, Henry Kissinger, who's responsible for
Mm,
all sorts of dastardly war crimes and all sorts of sick attacks and stuff like that. So to bring him up as someone that would come into Camp Mohawk as like a special guest, it makes sense at the time if he was trying to badmouth them. But I'm not
yeah,
sure a lot of people knew that at the time. But I'm now it makes sense that he would use them as a flaw in what Mohawk stands for.
yeah. I guess you're trying to say like he's kind of like who's kind of like the punching bag of politics at this time, which makes sense for
I don't
him
know
to.
what he was at this time, but I know ever since anybody who knows what they really know knows he was a scumbag.
Yeah, and just various different things of this particular scene that I really like you mentioned, how he's mentioning all the like things they're about to do, which that was very funny. And also, I believe like right before they go into the interview, there's like one passing mention from like a kid who I think is like nervous to go to the camp,
Right.
and uh, I believe like the mom says, "Oh, you get rabies from raccoons too," and I don't know why that line made me laugh there. And like really is funny. Also, there was like one kid who was like complaining about the bus, and
Yeah, I think this was a richer kid, but he was
yeah,
like, I'm gonna report you to who was it?
I don't even remember. Like
Was
some
it
sort of
Work and Services or something? Was it like OSHA?
probably it was probably that. I don't remember. And there. I was also wondering, like what were like mics like at this time? Because like the reporter comes in with a very high mic, like on that's like like almost a full foot tall, and I'm like what were mics like? How did they go from like this to the usual mics that we're used to nowadays, or were they already there? But like this that was just like the go-to mics
You're
for like
talking
this.
about the mics for the movie?
No, the mics for the reporter where comes in and Bill and starts interviewing him,
Ooh, I
or
didn't
yeah,
really
sure.
notice that much. Um,
Yeah,
I would
because
have to imagine they had some because they had live, like they had on-field reporters for like sports at this point. So they must have had some way to do this work to make
yeah,
this kind of thing mobile and accessible.
for sure. And also, I believe this was also the scene where we saw like Spaz get joined by the the
Oh man, Spaz
yeah,
is going through a lot.
just Spaz.
He definitely justice for Spaz for the most part. He does
Yeah.
get
Oh
a bit
yeah.
of
Yeah.
invasion of privacy at some one point. But yeah, they got I was first of all these counselors kind of look like teens, but
Yeah.
we're waiting to see now, okay. He made it seem like Spaz was was like doing stuff with girls and stuff and getting out in the world. And I thought this would pan out. Like this would be a fun misdirect, and then we would see something happen with Spaz like that. They did not pan this out. This wasn't even a misdirect. Spaz is exactly who we thought he was the whole time. And until Camp Olympics, which we'll get to later, he's exactly all the things. He fits into all the stereotypes. It's like, well, damn, bro. I thought you was going to play a
Yeah.
little bit more fun with this.
He's an exact stereotypical nerd, which I can like over for this movie because like a lot of movies that kind of do that. I just like always feel bad for the nerd because they never deserve it, but yet
Right.
they're always like, oh yeah, like give me this dweeb. And also, well, actually, I have two things to say. One, why did the milkshake not look like a milkshake? Did you notice that?
I
Well,
think it was too
thin.
it was too thin. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
like
they have to they I think they do this with most liquids that have
yeah,
to flow or because I've seen this happen with ranch dressing. I've seen this happen with soup in all sorts of movies and shows where it's like, no way, it would fall out like this. And it's basically spraying out like water. I've seen that happen
yeah.
hundreds of times at this point. And they were doing this practice in the 70s as well, where
Yeah, I was
they
wondering if this was
probably
like
watered down a real
probably,
milkshake enough
yeah,
so that it
yeah.
would spill out like that.
Yeah, and the other thing I was gonna ask is like, well, actually not ask, but I'll just say that it's very interesting how like we're treating like the nerd, like, or having the stereotype, because I always had the mind of this was more of like it started in the 80s thing where all these, cool kids are coming together and, to bully this,
Nerds have
nerd,
existed for thousands of years.
for generations, yo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think
Yeah.
I think it was just more zoomed in the 80s because you started to have
Yeah.
jocks versus nerds and like, well, what does this mean because of this? And then you also I don't think people were looking into like the youth in the same way that they were because you start to notice there's not a lot of like teen or young adult movies in the 70s.
Uh-huh.
You get more into that in the 80s and the 90s. So I think that
Yeah.
might have been also what it was. So then you get these high school archetypes that are more drawn out and stereotyped in the 80s.
Right. Right.
Mhm. But yeah, they all look really young. They're all doing all these things. Camp Mohawk is also very, very typical. They're just a bunch of rich jerks. They're bullies. They're just a real crappy group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, when they were saying, well, yeah, we're kind of going into it right now, so I'll just kind of make this smooth transition here. When they're saying like the "Hi, Mickey" to Morty, I don't know if you're familiar with the Mickey Mouse Club. Was that a reference to that?
With that, I don't think this has to predate that, right?
No, not. There's like a '50s one, like a very short-lived like late '70s one, which might have been around this time, and then like a '90s one with all
Ah,
just yeah. But there's like original '50s one, so I wonder if that was a reference to that, which I did appreciate because I'm a big fan of the Mickey Mouse Club, so that was nice.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I'll have to see.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, among the campers, oh, I think there is a little part in between where all the camp counselors kind of meet up. You find out that there is something between Tripper and Roxanne. There's something going on between Tripper and Roxanne. There's something going on between a few of the others. Um, we're just starting to see the dynamic of all the camp counselors here.
Yeah, yeah, and I feel like it's a great. It really shows like how like all these characters are coming together, which I think is really neat. Of how like okay, this person acts this way, this person acts this way, and I love how I think for at least most of them they act this way throughout the entire movie. No real character growth, but that's another thing I could look over, and I think it's really awesome here.
Right. Yeah. Okay, but then among the campers is a young child named Rudy. Rudy is shy, lacking self-confidence. He doesn't want to go to the camp, but his dad insists. The buses bring the campers all the way to North Star, where they are assigned to their counselors and cabins. The head of the camp is Morty, who's a clumsy but likable leader. He hands Tripper the list of rules for the camp, which Trip promptly rips in half and throws in the trash. So yeah, it's very clear that they don't respect Morty in this. Starting
Yeah,
here, and it just gets worse
just
and
piles
worse.
on.
No, he basically may as well not even be there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not like they just eventually have respect for him. It's like no, we just
No, no, throughout the
yeah.
whole
I
thing.
don't even say like they hate him. They just like love to rock on him.
I
That.
think they just don't. I don't think they respect the job in that way. I don't
Yeah,
think they respect the position, not even just him. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Because it's like I think they are like, listen, if we can keep the kids safe and get paid, that's the only reason that we're really here. We
Uh-huh.
don't got to respect it. Also, Marty has no discipline. He never yells at anyone. He doesn't threaten to fire anyone. It's just like, no, yeah, I'm writing you up. Any job that I've ever had, if you did some of this shit, you're getting in trouble. But I guess not him.
Yeah, and he is kind of portrayed as this like lovable doofus. That's probably why so many people are like, they always like to prank him because like, oh, he's not gonna do anything. He's like so likable. He probably just looked at it, maybe like a little bit annoyed, but like at the end of the day, he'll kind of look at it like, with a smile. So it's okay if we want to have fun with him or not.
Yeah, yeah, he's just not that kind of guy.
Right.
It does make me wonder though, in the previous camps in this universe, how many times has this happened?
Oh yeah.
Has he gotten, is this the thin end of the barrel on Franks? Has he gotten crazier shit? Have they like set him on fire? Have they put
Oh
him
well.
in Canada? Have they took his car or something? I don't know. Have they put him in a bear cave or something and made him walk out? I don't know.
Have the like Tom and Jerry type pranks. Like
Yes, have they done much crazier shit and we're just seeing the tamest version of it? Like I remember back in '77, they glued my underwear to a Yeti's paw, and yeah, I don't
yeah.
know.
And even though this, I don't believe the show came at the time. I kind of when I saw they did that pants prank, I kind of say salute your shorts, but salute your pants. So
Oh, we'll get into that.
oh
We'll
yeah.
get into that. Oh my goodness. So at Chow, the camp gossips expert informs everyone that several romances are brewing or continuing among the counselors, much to their embarrassment. Rudy participates in the first ever soccer game and accidentally scores on his own goalie. He's ridiculed and stalks off hurt. He packs his things and walks to the nearby town to catch the bus. Tripper shows up and talks to Rudy in a kind tone, telling him that he needs to make a few friends to have a great summer, and if anyone gives him trouble, Trip tells him we'll go directly to him. So first of all, we got to talk about the veracity of these children and gossip. Like they are going crazy for this gossip. They're yelling, they're pounding the table. Like it sounds like they're doing a taping of Maury or Jerry Springer in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess like it does make sense why they'll go crazy for gossip because like when you're in this camp, especially pre phones and internet and all of this, like
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
You're
so
super
right.
bored in there. So
You're so right because nowadays everyone has the gossip because they've been messaging it online for weeks and weeks. So you already know that. Oh yeah, Stacy broke up with Jen. Tom broke up with Glenn. All of that.
Yeah, and I guess also no notes or no paper or pen for them either, so that's probably why as well.
Oh, damn, you're so right. You're so
yeah.
right.
And also, I loved how like I believe before the gossip chant happened, there's like one scene between the chubby kid and another kid where I think they're just like bickering, and then he throws the salad at him, which I don't know why that made me laugh. And also, being a tad bit controversial here, for some reason I saw a lot of Shane Gillis in the chubby kid, like at least between like his face and the eyes.
Man, he did a little bit. Now that you bring it up, yeah.
Yeah, but also a more lighter, more lighter side. I also saw a little bit of Mad TV's Frank Caliendo in him as well.
I can see that too. Frank's a little skinnier, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus, we're just seeing all the people who at least got cast, but maybe didn't get it. Yeah. We're seeing all the people who have at least been cast on the show in this movie. Yeah. Even the ones that never actually became a cast member. But yeah, wow. That's crazy. But yeah, they're crazy for this gossip. And then it feels like the level of gossip that they gave out a little bit too adult for these children.
Yeah.
Like this is a relationship thing. I think I want to say they mentioned a sexual thing, and it's like, oh, I don't know if they need to know about that in this level of gossip. I mean, I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah, I think it's at a point where, because again, this universe they are teenagers, so eventually, the gossip is gonna lead into something more and more and more. So I guess that's probably why they say something, because like, hey, we can't say, oh, hey, so and so picked his nose. Wow, that's so bad. Like, no, go further.
Not controversy at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we gotta spice it up, y'all. So we gotta bring in something.
You gotta bring in something. That's right.
And also, I believe like during this chanting, like there was like one kid. I think it might be that same kid I mentioned that was talking to the chubby kid. That I felt like he had a hat on and he looked so much like Andy Samberg, and I just kept coming to my mind every single time they cut to him.
Dude, we are seeing literally everyone that's not in this movie. Some people who haven't even been born yet.
Right. Because Andy would have been like -10 here. So
Oh, I don't. What are you? I don't know. We'll look it up.
and
But yeah, you're right. We're seeing Franken. We're seeing Gillis. We're seeing Sam Burke.
and one last thing is that I really liked. No, actually, that was very interesting how they're even allowing gossip to be even discussed.
Oh yeah, that is another thing because that other camp at a stricter camp, at a
Yeah.
camp where Marty actually has some discipline on his counselors and be like, no gossip.
Yeah, I feel you could be that character. Like,
Some gossip can listen. At my school, gossip of this level might have gotten someone like in a fight or even like
yeah,
with a knife or something.
yeah, same.
Yeah. So yeah, after the gossiping crazy scene, we start to see Rudy participate in his first ever soccer game. He scores on his own goalie, which I don't think I noticed at first. He ridiculously stalks off Hurt. He's ridiculed and stalked off Hurt. He packs his things and walks to a nearby town to catch a bus home. Yeah, so we start to see the sort of relationship that Tripper and Rudy is having, and a sort of a wholesome father-son relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, he really starts to look at him as a father figure, and I don't know if we really got any details of like Rudy's like family in his past, but it does seem like, oh, this is the father that I never had, and I really appreciate him, which I really did like, because I could actually see that, because Tripper here is like a very goofy guy, as like really any Bill Murray and anything is, and like
yeah, he is very goofy at this point. I think he has a couple of jokes with him. I think this the drawer he says, tying into what you said about the show. There was a Polish terrorist attack last weekend. Poor guy went to blow up a car and he burned his mouth on the tailpipe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's starting to have a little bit of a thing. He's using humor to cheer him up. He starts to. I think this is where he's the most efficient, maybe as a camp counselor, because he really saves this kid. Because students very vulnerable to having their spirits broken. So it is good that he kind of picks him up in this moment, right?
Yeah, he's he's very embarrassed by that moment, and he kind of wants because it is a very embarrassing moment, and I'd probably be in the exact same shoes if that happened to me. And it's not like you really just, especially like when you're in an environment like this, you really just have to turn to the adults, especially since it's like,
yeah, because kids are terrible too.
Yeah,
you gotta watch them because again, they don't know any better.
Right.
They don't have an understanding of empathy in the way that older people do, so they will just relentlessly rip each other in half.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's why he says he has his back, and he'll tell Trip to go directly to him if any problems occur.
And I really like this scene here. It wasn't really no real like lines in particular was a standout to me, but I felt again it had like a nice bond that I thought was like really goofy, and I believe he does this twice to him where he kind of gives him a noogie, which I kind of want to go like Todd, like a reference to Earth.
Right. So yeah, they've become friends. Rudy joins him for a morning run. And I wonder how much time this is between this and when they start doing the morning runs. I don't know.
Yeah,
Is it a few weeks? Because I know that this is not over the course of a few days. I think it's the whole summer.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess maybe this is a couple days, a couple weeks. Anyways, Rudy starts joining Tripper for morning runs and staying up late to play cards. Tripper is no match for the budding card shark, and Rudy, it takes home nearly all the peanuts. And they've been using for wagers a few good character traits in Rudy. Tripper later puts him in charge of making the PA announcements, while the CITs, counselors in training, are on an overnight trip. At the overnight trip, the other heads of council, Roxanne, become closer despite Tripper's unwanted advances. There's a lot going on here. So, first of all, as we said, they start running together.
Which I think is very cute.
Yeah, it's very cool, but I think he needs. I think he might want to be a little careful with that because you don't want a kid getting lost in the woods, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
I think
he's.
it also kind of helps that it was in the morning, I believe. So
It was. But yeah, you never know with animals and other people.
oh yeah.
Yeah, so they're running. I think it's extra funny when they get to the card scene because dude wins all the peanuts and he's like, "All right, next time we're gonna play for something real. We're gonna be playing for cucumbers." I thought that was hilarious. Um, but yeah, they're definitely forming a little bit of a bond here. To the point where he trusts him to do the PA system at some point. I don't know if I'd do that. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see like why not? Because like, why not have like, one of the kids do the PA? I definitely don't think Rudy, especially at this time, was like ready for that at all. Especially after everything that just happened. But I do think it's a very it's a cute idea that I think could have been fun if he actually did do that. And this and going back real quick to the peanut scene, I feel like this is kind of one of the reasons why Uno exists to have some sort of kid friendly version of cards because I believe
Oh,
she's
does
gonna
this
be oh
predate Uno? Because Uno feels like an old as hell game.
yeah. I mean, was he even around this time or is he?
What year? Let me see. What year did Uno come out? Because Uno feels like it's a long time. Okay, so according to everything, no, Uno does predate this. No, wait, where is it? It says the game was originally developed in 1971.
So why not just bring some Uno cards? No one thought the idea to have some of those? Like,
I don't know. Well, it doesn't seem like it was mainstream because Mattel doesn't buy it till 1992.
oh, there we go.
Right? It was only a Midwestern thing, and if it had to be like, if you know, you know.
But we had peanuts.
We had peanuts. We've always had peanuts. Peanuts go back to the Bible. You'll never
Right.
find a movie where they didn't have peanuts.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, they're definitely forming a relationship. But what do you think about him trusting him with this? I don't know.
I'm fine with that. I see why it is probably like a bit too early, but I think it's like, oh hey, uh, even though yes, you did have an embarrassing moment with playing soccer, I think you could rebound pretty quickly, and I feel like this is probably a great way to start. Is probably what's going in Tripper's mind here, and I understand it. Would I have done the same? Maybe not, but
No.
not sure how you could like very quickly regain this kid's confidence if you try and do it too quickly. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that too. Anyways, they start getting things together to go on another thing. I think it's right before they leave. There's a lot of shenanigans going on. They blow a hole in the wall for I forget what reason it was, but they had like dynamite to do that. And it's like, what the hell are y'all doing with this?
Mm-hmm.
At a children's camp.
Right.
And then also he does some sort of I guess it's a wrestling thing with Roxanne. But he's doing a lot. He's like very loud. He's like using like his full strength and stuff. It's like I don't think this is the right way to handle this.
Yeah, I think it's just like how some guys flirt. Because I have seen some guys like in real life kind of flirt with this like fake. I don't even say fighting them, but again, like you were saying, like kind of wrestling them. So it'd be like, oh,
No, there's no like
stop.
closed fist or hands or anything, but there's a lot of grabbing and like throwing and then and then at the end when other people walk in, it's like, oh, she was hurting me. Oh my God. And I'm like, what are you? You're doing a lot. You're pulling out all the stops in the wrong way here, pal. It's like,
Right.
wow. Wow.
Yeah, somehow he still wins her over after all this. But like, what you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Somehow, I think this also might have been around the time when what was it? It was Candace pulls Crockett into the boat. He lands head first of all, which is already like, multiple problems with that because he could have hurt his head, but also he lands
Yeah,
head first on a boat. Who's to say he didn't put a crack in that shit? So that would have sunk
he's
or
protected by
something.
the hair.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, she basically, if only real life were this simple, she basically just declares her love for him on the boat, and he's like, "I want you back too," and it's like, "Yay!" Everybody went. Dude, so many girls and guys wish it was that simple. We
Yeah,
would have a much cleaner world if it was that simple.
I certainly would. That is what will bring world peace right there. That's so.
Yes. Yes. It's
That's
just
all
the
we
girl
have to
wants
do.
him. He says, I also want you. Everybody wins.
Yeah, yeah. That's all
That
we have to
would
do,
be
y'all.
great.
We here first, so do that, and
Exactly.
we'll all be fine.
We'll all be fine. But yeah, she is being aggressive as well. I like that. Kind of like what we said in Grown Ups. I like that there's a little bit of aggressive, because I don't like it to be like one-sided where the men are doing all the crazy
Right.
dastardly stuff to the girls, but the girls aren't doing it to the guys. The
Yeah.
girls are doing it to the guys, and
Mhm.
this isn't even the end of that, as we'll find out later with Fink.
Yeah, and like no one's like so genuinely like so upset over this either. It's like
No, no.
it's all good fun, which I do actually appreciate because this could easily get real
Yeah,
nasty real
yeah. I
fast.
think if that happened now, the guy might be mad at how she pulled him into the boat like that.
Yeah,
But at that time, it's just all fun and games on the
right.
lake.
Exactly.
Was that a lake or a pond?
A lake, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, lake. Yeah.
Yeah, a
I
lake.
think they were riding very, very far to wherever they were going. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, so they get on the thing. They have this overnight trip. Um, kind of a lot happen. Oh,
Where are we at?
I'm trying to figure out when do they do the prank on the guy? At some point,
That's okay. I have the movie I have right now. It seems like it's right after this peanut. Oh yeah, I think we skipped over it because it's right after the
it's
scene where
right
they're
after the
singing.
peanut scene, right? So
Yeah,
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 sort of a runner through this movie. They are
yeah.
pranking their boss Marty a lot just because he goes to sleep earlier than them. He's older than them. They're taking his bed out,
Hmm.
spinning it to the side to get it out the door, which I'm like, how the hell did he sleep through that? And putting it
Right?
various places outside. Like they're putting
Yeah.
it at the base of the driveway of camp. They're putting him on strings somehow, which I don't know how wire or strings can hold a grown man and his night case and his nightstand and his bed. Um, and then obviously the one at the end of the movie we'll get to. Yeah,
This seems like kind of like a running like one if like this became like a TV show. This would definitely probably like a running gag that they would have
yes,
like throughout every episode. Like oh, like he's in the bed somewhere over the credits. Like hell, he actually is in this movie.
this was a show I would definitely end like every episode or maybe just
Yeah,
every season with this, where it's like,
right.
you know what this is? This is like Jazzy Jeff getting thrown out the house. You know that one?
Yeah,
Yeah. That would do it with
yeah.
about that much frequency, where it's just like we put it in every few episodes just to show you what kind of cast of characters this is.
And I also like how like when they robbers, I believe it's only like two actual kids while they're doing the prank actually had the attempt to like look like robbers. Everyone just for some reason that amused me.
Yeah,
Like
one guy
oh
has on a band-aid and a
yeah,
bandana, and everybody else is. I'm like, why do you nigga, you
what
don't
else is
even
normal?
need that? You don't even need that. Y'all are all here basically.
Yeah.
And again, he has no discipline for any of them. Even if he did
Mhm.
wake up, I don't think he would have done shit anyways.
Right. He would have not. He would not. No.
Yeah, it's just a complete mess. Anyways,
For some reason, his face when he started waking up too made me laugh. Just like, oh, what?
yeah, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, everyone's not super athletic
Not at all.
with that. Yeah, but they get to this overnight trip, and I believe it's basically two scenes that happen. It's one on the water. He's looking at her while she's getting the tan. Spaz is trying to get with I think that was supposed to be the hottest girl among the counselors. He throws his paddle out for some reason. I don't know how
Yeah.
that was gonna help him. And then later that night, it's I believe this is when they hook up? I think it is. Yeah, they're trying to put the moves on the girls. And then I believe there's a skinny dipping and then hooking up situation with Tripper and Roxanne. Yeah. Oh, and the hook with the camp thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So a whole bunch happening here, and yeah, I believe also it's the scene where like the parents come to the camp just to visit their children, which obviously is awesome. And I thought it's also the scene where we kind of see Tripper and Rudy like kind of bond even further because like
Mhm.
just talking, and it's that point where it's like
Yeah,
I
he does.
believe
He
he's
when
like
he's running at some point, he does say something with a pro. He's like, "Oh, I gotta keep running to keep my mind off sex." It's like, bro, this is a kid. I don't know if you need to tell him all that.
yeah, like does he even know what this is at this point?
No,
They
I
don't
don't
give
think
him
you
the
should
first
tell.
reminder this
I
early.
don't think this. I don't think you're the one that should be talking to him like this. Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's
think he probably because like at this time he's like what like 10 or 11, so he's like, oh, okay, he's about to learn soon. Might as well just like let him know at this point before some sort of sex ed teacher comes to the school. So
yeah, it's pretty crazy. I believe at some other point too, in between this and this, there is a. I think there's a slight competition between the two of them, between Mohawk and Mohawk and North Star, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
It's not the Olympics yet, but it's another
yeah.
competition.
It's like
Yeah.
this like the starter before we get to that big event.
Yeah, maybe this was like the qualifier or something.
Hmm.
Not so great, not so great aging by what the little costumes that they had on at Camp Mohawk.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had like full tomahawks and like a wraparound feather thing, and they were all these little white kids. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, all white kids.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Pretty white.
They ain't supposed to be the ones to do that. But in the end of this qualifier thing, because Camp North Star is so unathletic, they win the only way they can, which was with pranks.
Mm-hmm.
They start pulling down pants. Was there another thing they did, or was that it? I want to say they did
I
something else.
I feel maybe I can't really remember all of them, but real quick, because I did see we skipped a
Mhm.
quick scene of like Spaz and the other chubby kid, like they're with the late girls like sneaking underneath their hat.
Oh yes, this is another one. This is where I was saying the girls
Oh
get
yeah,
back
yeah,
at. This is where it evens out some because the girls are sitting in their room. They're I think they're reading out like a smut book or something,
mm-hmm.
and the guys who are under their cabin are like they think like lesbian stuff is going on, so they're acting super crazy to the point where all the girls in there hear them and they walk outside quietly enough. They basically they catch Spaz trying to save Fink, and then they sneak up on him. They beat his ass with a fly swatter or something like that, and then they
Yeah,
also take Fink's pants and whoop him too, and put the pants on the flagpole. So it's like,
yeah,
no, 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 you're not just gonna invade, violate these girls without some get back because yeah, they're playing as crazy as the guys.
yeah. And it's like now for a second time we're saying like another great little
Yeah,
uh
it's a back and
bond
forth situation.
yeah between the girls and the guys that is like nice and charming. It's like a little embarrassing, but like it's something that you like could definitely like look past and like still laugh at. I
Yeah,
just love like when he like screaming like spaz spaz like
yeah,
help.
yeah.
Like
It's a lot. It's really crazy that scene that's going on. They're having a lot going on,
uh-huh.
and it's fun that they could. Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
they didn't see or steal anything. Like
Oh yeah,
they really were getting so little for what punishment they got. Like I don't know what they were intending to do by going under the cabin like that, but
yeah,
they did not get anything compared to the punishment that they deserved.
yeah. I think they
Yeah,
were just
they got the punishment they deserved, but the
yeah,
risk
yeah.
highly outweighed the reward that they thought they were going to get.
Yeah, I think they were really just trying to hear the girls like get it better, like listening to what they're saying.
Which
Because like,
is
oh,
nothing. Which
yeah,
is nothing. You're not seeing anything. You're not no. These guys are this. this was a stupid ass thing to do
You gotta use
for
that.
such a little of a thing to get.
Yeah, you gotta use that imagination before you start. You know what?
No, way too little for my taste. Anyways,
Oh, and also we see Morty again on the. Oh, he's still outside.
oh yeah, they pranked
Outside.
him one more time. They sure did prank him one more time. He's outside. Was this the one that was at the camp, at the front of the camp, where they put him at the driveway of the camp right before the banner?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So yeah, then they have the overnight scene. Like I said, skinny dipping, hooking up, the the campfire scene where he has the real hook. Was this the first time they did that in a movie? Because I know that this is a trope of camp movies, but I don't know if it was the first one.
I want to say so. Yeah.
Okay, okay, but yeah, it's one of the only two at this point, and at the qualifier. It's one of the only two through lines in this movie. It's
Yeah.
sort
Yeah.
of a loose romance.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I like that it's a loose romance because it feels more modern. It's like
Right.
in any other movie, it would be like a rom-com. It would be like, well, everyone loved each other, and the whole basis of the movie is strung together by this one relationship. And it's like, no, this is kind of like not even a third or fourth level story. It's like, yeah, they kind of like each other, but it's not the biggest deal in the world, and neither of them are pursuing each other that hard. I don't even think they hardly even talk to each other's friends about it that much. I certainly don't think Roxanne talks to any of the girls about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like it's just like a thing
It's
that
just
like
like a very loose thing, and I like that it's not such an
that's super
important
serious.
hook that the movie hangs on.
Right. Because they could like easily just have this be like the movie for like this next half, and I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah,
And
I'm glad they didn't.
it's one thing I really like about this movie in general. Like again, like I said, there's no plot to it, but I feel really for a camp movie, I don't think you really need to because you're for every like for a lot of camp movies, there's always like a bunch of like characters who are like, coming together, have their own like things that they're doing, and you don't really like need a plot. You're just like, oh, this character does this, and they're doing that, and every single like person gets their opportunity to shine there, which I think is very great that happens for a movie like this. And yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's that the romance slightly and the rivalry, and that's the only like through lines of this whole movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest just shenanigans happening at camp.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of the rivalry, North Star heads over to Camp Mohawk for the annual basketball game. North Star has continuously lost in the ringer and athletes of Mohawk who also cheat to win.
Mm-hmm.
With his team many points in the hole. Tripper tells them that they can lose with self-respect, which is when they prank them, like I said, they yank their pants down, and joined by the North Star spectator and Tripper, they make it on the bus and triumphantly race back. And Tripper proclaims, "This is the proudest day in North Star history."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like when that like happened, like I obviously everyone's chasing them, and for some reason I felt like I believe it's Morty who's the only one riding his bike, and everyone's just running. Like, oh, I have
no, Morty is riding his bike because he got there late because the buses left him.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
because he was out here sleeping. He got pranked again.
Oh yeah, they go that way. Yeah, that's funny. And just the whole sequence. And I feel like I think also Tripper lost his jacket here because notice he like have a jacket one time, but like I guess like I got really gotta like catch up to them. Let me screw this jacket. Let me just get out here and like get the heck out of here.
I guess so, but yeah, they're super unathletic. Like it is
Right.
not. They're not crushing it.
You think they would be at least a tiny bit better with given that they only have one fat guy, but no.
It's not crushing it. They pranked them to get them back. They're losing. I think they're starting to get injured. I remember I never thought about this from the other side because when I was in high school, I was on the other side of this rivalry, and it's not like we were rich or anything. It was just we were the team in the city, Selma High, and the other one was the team in the country south side, and they just we would just crush them every single year. So it's like interesting to see how the other side lives, you know?
Yeah, and my school is the exact same. Like we're known for being like the better spot of like where I live, where it's like if we're up against any other team, oh, this side of the school is winning, and like everyone else is losing because we have the dominant players, and everyone else is just absolute trash. And so
Yeah. I think I think it might have just it's area politics. Because what is the name of the place they're by? What are they called? Two points or North Point or something? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just in the region, everybody just knows how this usually goes, you know?
For sure, for sure.
For sure, for sure. Um, and then and then Parents' Day arrives.
Oh, yeah.
But the morning, oh yeah, and that's when he's pranked again with his nightstand hung from the tree and the other thing. And Tripper has another prank by Tripper and his CITs. Rudy's father is unable to come to the event, so he spends the next day jogging with Tripper in the woods again. So again, they're just kind of continuing to establish this relationship.
So yeah, a lot happens here, and yeah, just a lot happens. I don't even write anything really to note for it because it's just a lot of craziness happens.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, when does he have the motivational speech? Because when is that? I'm trying to see.
That's like a little bit later into the movie.
I think that is a little bit late. Yeah, we'll get to that because that
Yeah.
was wow. Okay.
Yeah, right now looking at it, we're at the disco scene right after the chase that happens with the bus.
Right, right. The big event of the summer is the Olympiad that takes place between Mohawk and North Star. North Star has lost all 13 of the competitions because they can't match the skill of the Mohawk athletes, but because Mohawk also cheats. Beating North Star at several events, Mohawk takes an early, seemingly insurmountable lead. And when all hope is lost, Tripper rallies everyone in camp. I think this might have been the scene of the movie. I thought this motivational speech was great. He's loud, he's funny. What is it? It just means nothing. What was it he said?
It just doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter. He is going so hard. Bill Murray was ass off in this one. I like the crush. I love the excitement, the energy. It's all the things.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, it's part of our theme song. Like right before you get into the whole thing of the theme song, and good theme song, I should say myself. And also, I didn't even realize that Bill is wearing the exact same shirt as he does in this movie for that cold open, which I think is another fun detail there.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. Oh, yeah, I guess it is in the theme song with the shirt. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I loved this scene so much. Might have been the scene of the movie for me.
Yeah, and also, hold on, real quick. Do we skip a scene or no?
I don't think so. We saw them losing a bunch of stuff and cheating.
You kind of
a slingshot.
Oh, yeah. Cause I see there's a disco scene, but I'm not sure if we talked about that yet, or is that right?
What was in the disco scene?
Oh, it was really nothing about. Like I had something to say about it. So, like I had one thing to say.
Oh yeah, I remember the disco scene. I remember the disco scene where he dances with Roxanne, pulls her away from Marty. I believe Crockett is also dancing with Candace some. Yeah, things like that.
Yeah, and one thing I have to mention that I think is a very fun fact. So the song that's being played over the disco scene is "Making It" by David Naughton. And one thing that's interesting is this is around the time where I guess ABC was trying to have some sort of like films, sitcoms, and they were trying to have a show called "Making It" by an attempt to be Saturday Night Fever, and it was not successful at all because it came like in either like 79, 78, which was like not the greatest time to be having a disco show.
Oh yeah, no, it was very much dying and dead by then.
Yeah, and I believe like he made the theme song for that show, and again it was very short lived. It got canceled, and the song did become popular, but not because of the sitcom, but because of this movie. So that's very. I believe
Mm.
on billboards somewhere. So I think that's very interesting there.
Oh boy. Okay, I didn't know that. That's some real 70s history right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, he gives this glorious, amazing speech.
Mm-hmm.
Which, as we see, kind of spurs them through a lot of things. North Star starts to cheat just as cleverly as Mohawk does, and they start giving a solid comeback, winning a speed swimming event, wrestling match. I believe at some point there is a softball game where this
Mm-hmm.
girl, they say throw it to third base because she can't catch. And it's proof
Yeah.
she obviously can't catch because she's out here keeping softballs in her bra. And it's like, first of all, how the hell do you not notice that? That would be lumpy as hell. It would look, unless you have two exact ones in the exact right spot, that would look crazy. She can't keep more than two. But yeah, she's out here throwing, and they still, North Star still makes the run. They get all the way to home plate.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, they're cheating really crazy, but North Star is overcoming it. They also have a sauce teacup contest, which
Mm-hmm.
Spaz wins. The huge moment for him. Huge
Mm-hmm.
moment for him. For
Yeah,
him to
I
be
really
able to
like
do that.
how like throughout the entire time the Peter saying spaz, 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 which I think it's really great. After you just making fun of this guy, doing everything, just
Yeah. After he got bullied by the people
yeah,
from the school he's playing against.
yeah.
Yes. And then we also get to see Fink have his moment in the hot dog eating contest where he ate every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He's able to beat them. Their
And I love
champion was apparently
that
called the
he's kind of
Stomach.
bragging him, like going like you got this, you got this. Like,
Yeah,
at first I thought like, what is that against the rules that you could just like? I feel like he's doing that to maybe like get him to eat them more, which I feel like that might have been cheating, but you get I get over that.
I guess so. It's a really crazy. Yeah, they get a good moment. Apparently, their champion was called the Stomach that was playing against Fink. I didn't even notice that. You just look like a grizzly big man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Tripper frantically coaches him and messages his stomach. And then
Mm-hmm.
Morty announces that they have a 20, yeah, that they're only 20 points behind Camp Mohawk and can win it in the final event, a short cross country run. However, their North Star best runner, Jackie, was fouled during the field hockey game by two Mohawk players and is out with a broken ankle. Tripper volunteers. Rudy says he's been running with him all summer and is in shape enough to win. Rudy immediately objects, but Tripper tells him that he has the utmost confidence in him. He tells him that he probably can't outrun the Mohawk runner on an open road, but when the course enters the woods, he can outpace him because he's smaller and able to avoid the foliage.
He's Rudy the Rabbit.
He's Rudy the Rabbit.
Rudy the Rabbit.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I always kind of like wonder, like with races like this, after like both Rudy and the other competitor goes, it's just quiet running. Like no one else is like with them, so I kind of wonder. It has to be like very awkward to like keep running. I feel.
able to keep running. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's a very good, again, he's really good at this motivational pick up people type stuff. That's his best quality as a camp counselor, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep, agreed.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really special. So Rudy then begins to run this race. And Rudy begins to run this race and paces an opponent steadily, and they enter the woods. Rudy takes off, outdistancing him, gaining a solid lead. And then when they hit the home stretch, Rudy's able to keep his lead and finishes the victor. I will say at a lot of this point when he's in the woods, they're doing a lot of like tripping and rolling down hills and stuff like this.
Yeah, at one point, like the other competitor, like he sees Rudy tripping. And I felt at first I thought he was gonna like maybe tell like, "Oh, hey, he tripped. Like, look how weak he is." Because once he notices, he just had like a brief smirk on his face, and I was like, "Oh Lord, what you gonna do, kid?" But like that doesn't happen, so that's relief there.
Yeah, he just it does a lot of tripping. I guess no one gets injured in this, but they're tripping and falling and rolling around, and it's like in the grass. It's like it's not what you would expect for a. It's this isn't a graceful race, I would say.
Yeah, tripping. You talk to Tripper.
Yeah, tripping, but he's not the tripper. But yeah, Rudy finishes. He just barely wins, and the camp rallies to Rudy and the champion. They pick him up. They pick up Morty. It's beautiful. Tripper and Roxanne escort Rudy to his cabin that night, where Rudy is greeted by heartily by his mates, and they're all just having a great time. They're so proud of him, even though he was the unathletic one all through.
Heartwarming, especially like him being this kid as though again self-conscious over like what happened. Yet people like now like look at him positively, and now like once he does this, it's like it's a very nice moment that I really like. And also when they were cheering Helen, when they eventually like also carry Rudy or Morty,
That's what I was saying. They did pick up Morty too.
yeah. And is there a time where he's like, oh, like he has kind of like confused expression on stage, like, oh, okay, this is happening now, yay! And I that.
Yeah, man, it's really beautiful that they could embrace this kid like that. Because again, and it's not like Spaz where he has a few unredeemable moments. This kid, you're rooting for him the whole time. You want him to win because he obviously has like so low self-esteem. He's not very athletic. His friendships are kind of non-existent.
Yeah.
But he is able to get the win in the end, and not just the win for himself, the win for the whole camp. They all get to celebrate this.
Anyway, I kind of see my own self with Rudy, which maybe love him even more.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. So the camp counselors, the CITs, the counselors in training, they celebrate by having a few beers. They're at the final campfire. They drink champagne, which is what tells me that they are adults. And yeah, they're just having a nice little time, having a sing-a-song about being camp counselors.
Yeah, it's just a chat here, nothing really to say about to me. But anything you guys say about it?
It's pretty good. I think again, it establishes that they are adults. I was not sure throughout this movie. I do think it's nice that Morty tries to talk to them as if they've been competent and good and nice to each other and the students the whole time. And it's like, I don't know what kind of counselors in training you've been observing, bro. They've been good enough at best. Also, it almost makes me think he doesn't think that they were the ones that pranked him. Like, oh man, I guess the wind just blew my bed out here.
Yeah, I mean they are doing this when he's asleep, so like and I guess there's no cameras around, so he's not like, hey,
you're right, no cameras around.
Oh yeah. And if there was, he probably wouldn't even care. Like, oh,
yeah, man. He's giving them a lot more credit than they deserve.
Yeah,
but exactly. I guess they're probably more caught up in the moment because like we just beat this team we have never beat in over a decade. It's like, well, I'm proud of these guys. Yeah, I'm proud of these guys for coaching those guys to win like that, you know?
For sure.
Yeah. So yeah, they talk also just at the end of this, Tripper talks to Roxanne about moving in with him back home, and she says she'll join him. So yeah, we kind of get a nice little bow on, well, again, what's been a very nice, chill, under the ground relationship thing. And I think this is just a nice little way to tie it off.
Oh yeah, for sure. I really like it. Like it's like a nice way to. It's a really nice time. I really appreciated it, and it's really like it's a great way to end it and like kind of have everyone join together, and it's a perfect way to end this type of movie, and I really like it.
Yeah, I really liked it too. Again, just a nice, chill, easy way to do it. The next morning, everyone prepares to go home. Rudy asks one of his mates if he'd like to come to a camp his father is opening, and Rudy turns him down. He says he wants to go to North Star. Again, Roxanne suggests they say goodbye to Morty out on the lake where Morty has been placed on a raft and his bed and nightstand, and he wakes up. Tripper gathers everyone together to take a ride out. Roxanne with him on his motorcycle. On the lake, Morty finds that he's stranded with the credits rolling because they just had to prank him one more time.
Yeah, and also I believe like Bill gives like a one or Tripper. I want to use the character's name here. Gives a final like scream here, and like right before like the credits start running. And I've always heard that scream in like so many different like clips, but like I never actually knew where it was until I started watching this movie. So that was very great to see. And also, yeah, just like the fact that this ended with Morty waking up and trying to like get people's attention to like bring him back to bring him back to the camp. I think is
Yeah,
funny, and it's like a nice way to like
yeah,
have
nice
so like
little way to.
comedy happening while the credits are running, which I think is great.
Yes, yes. A lost art, I will say. We need to do them more in comedy movies because now they just
Mhm.
do blooper reels.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, a nice, funny way to handle that. Also, I don't think he's that stranded. He could stand up where he was in the lake. He could walk to
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Maybe he's just not that strong that he has to.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah, he did just wake up.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was Meatballs. Pretty good. Again, not a super structured movie,
hmm
but it's definitely got some fun moves on it.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie that, again, like you said, not super structured, but it's something I don't care at all for. I don't care about because it's. I just really think it's like such a nice, wholesome movie that I feel you can watch at any time, and I feel this is legit a movie that I might like go back to every once in a while because again, just like so much good stuff with it that just really brings a smile to my face. I feel this is like a really great movie, and I just love it so much. It's like a nice, wholesome movie that I feel more movies need to be, and yeah, just really good stuff here.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah. And as for the way Bill Murray's career starts going,
Like his real first movie here, because the only
I
thing,
believe it's his second movie. The
yeah,
other one he's
first,
not credited in, but it's his first movie and obviously his first lead in the movie.
yeah, called Next Stop Greenwich Village, which has
Yeah.
a iconic SNL host Christopher Walken, so which is
Oh, really? Okay, that's fun.
yeah, and also Shelley Winters, so there's also that.
Only Winters.
Yeah,
Okay. But yeah, this is the first. It's kind of, I think this is more of a situation where your first movie isn't like super, super huge, but it still gets the ball rolling.
for sure, yeah. And checking out like the stuff he did after this. So like in '79, after this, he did Mr. Mike's Mondo Video, which I think is going to be a great film to do because I believe that has like most of the original cast in there as well as some hosts that hosted in that time period. And it's basically like
And Michael O'Donoghue directed it.
yeah, it's basically like Adult Swim before Adult Swim, which is
Oh,
and it's a mockumentary style film, a sketch movie pretty much.
okay. We'll have to
Which
check that out. Like a movie 43 kind of thing.
oh yep exactly. What's it called? Anthology movie, right? I believe?
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that. Hmm.
yeah. And then now mentioning this title for a second time, Tarzoon, which is a
Right,
adult film
right.
animated
Where the
movie.
Buffaloes Roam.
Yeah,
I've heard of this. I don't know what it's about though.
yeah. And real quick back to Tarzoon, like I feel that's definitely a movie we unless we get super desperate where we're done like every single movie ever, that's probably something we'll cover. But like, yeah, Where the Buffalo Roams. I
Hmm.
never heard of that either.
I've heard of it. So I don't know where it's from though.
Mm,
But yeah,
yeah,
he has quite a few. Caddyshack, obviously a huge one. A few years later, he gets into
Strike.
Ghostbusters, which obviously kicks off an enormous franchise. Like
Yeah.
a franchise that's still going in this decade. It's so
hmm
hard.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Is he the lead in that? Let me see.
I think he's just like a bit part in that.
No, he's just a little piece of it. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, a bunch
Scrooge.
of crazy things.
Yeah, Scrooge.
What? Oh, he's. Oh, wait. Who is he in Scrooged? It is him. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
And then
oh my gosh! I think I've seen this movie before, but it's. I was so young when I saw it, I didn't even notice anything about it.
yeah, and then also after he does Ghostbuster 2, a few years later, he does What About Bob, which we almost did instead of Meatballs.
Right.
Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss, who has hosted the show. Pretty underrated episode of his, I would say too. So definitely check it out if you're got
Okay.
season 3 of SNL. Then Groundhog's Day, of course, which we're definitely
Groundhog's Day is definitely a big one we got to do. That's a huge one.
yeah,
I
and
thought about doing that last month to try to line it up to be on Groundhog's Day, but it was too late. But
yeah,
definitely, yeah, that's a big one.
yeah, and then
Obviously, Space Jam, where he does not lead it, but he's definitely a big part of it.
And it's funny. I always forget that he's in Space Jam until I watch it. Also, have you ever heard of going a few spots before that Kingpin, which he
What's
does?
Kingpin?
He does with SNL cast member Randy Quaid. So that should be interesting. Also has a Woody Harrelson in it. So yeah,
Oh man, yeah, this might have to be something. We'll see.
yeah. I believe also that movie is like not like well loved, so that'll be even more fun to cover because I always think it's great to cover a bad movie. So
Could
yeah,
be, could be.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
well,
he has quite a lot of stuff. Like I said,
oh Charlie's
uh,
Angels. Oh, I did not know he was in that.
Charlie's Aunt. Oh man, wow.
Garfield
Yeah.
the movie in 2004.
Okay.
Get Smart the movie. Oh, that's the one with Steve Carell and Anne Hathaway.
Of
I think he
course.
has a cameo in that, so I don't think we could do
Yeah.
that one. So yeah, but
And of
great
course,
cast.
one of my honestly, I think one of my first conscious introductions to Bill Murray. What I don't know if we can call it a franchise that only has two movies, but when he was in Zombieland,
Oh,
I love Zombieland so much. I
yeah.
love both of them. It's amazing. I love that thing. He was in the first one as himself because somehow Bill Murray is alive during a zombie apocalypse.
Because of course he is. Of course he
Of
is.
course he is. Of course he is.
And then he did two very interesting. He only did two movies in 2016, but both are very interesting. The Jungle Book live
Yeah.
action movie, which I have seen and I really like, and then
Yeah. And
the
apparently he's in the all female Ghostbusters, but
yeah
not as the character he played before.
yeah the sort of infamous all female version there.
Yeah,
But
we're
definitely
probably going to cover that one too, because
yeah,
well, I think it has three, doesn't it?
it has Kristen Wiig, Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon. So yeah, three. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely hit that one at
yeah.
some point.
And
Yeah, man.
I'm very curious of that movie because I always hear like bad things about it. I've never seen it myself. So
You never know. Sometimes it's just sexism. Who knows?
yeah.
But
And then 21, he was part of the very ensemble, the French Dispatch, which is like
oh,
yeah.
that might be
Yeah, just
fun.
looking at the cast, I can't even mention all of them. Like it's like incredible. Like wow,
Okay.
some big people here.
But yeah, he's like I said earlier, he's definitely I'd say he's on the high second tier of SNL cast members that became movie stars. Like at the
Mm-hmm.
top, it's like the big maybe four or five, and then
Yeah.
just right under that is Bill Murray.
Right. Yeah. I think the order probably goes like Adam Sandler, Eddie Murphy, Will Ferrell, Bill Murray, and I feel someone very obvious. I'm forgetting right now. That's number five.
Chevy had a lot of movies too.
Chevy. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, as
Oh,
of
did
this
we say
recording,
Adam?
no, yeah, Adam's number one, I think.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and as this recording, a movie that he's going to do soon called Diamond, a crime drama film, which has a Brendan Fraser in it, who has hosted the show twice. So that's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep that in mind. But yeah, he's right there, very close to the top. And also, again, one of the very early ones. Because again,
Mhm.
this comes out in 1979. The show isn't even 5 years old
Yeah.
yet fully, and he's already leading a movie. It's like, yeah, this was clearly a star that would continue to grow into a star.
Yeah, and given the fact that we didn't even mention that Harold Ramis, who isn't an SNL cast member, but like a Canadian legend with like in development for a while now, maybe like Harold knew some people that they could get this together. So probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, that has been Meatballs. Great early episode to get in. I wanted to get one in
Yeah.
from like from like a good chunk of time ago, just to mix it up with the time periods. And I'm glad that we could have this one.
Yeah. So fun stuff, y'all.
So if you want to follow me, obviously come here to see the video version of this pod, Oversimplified Productions on YouTube. I'm also Toxic Hoops Takes on TikTok, he_gentleman on Instagram. And yeah, we're just having a lot of fun. I'm gonna try to have an SNL video up on the YouTube channel soon. I cannot give you any promises when.
Yeah. And as for the usual with me, you can follow me on Instagram at I'mAlive00000, talking about the current season of the show, and probably we'll also talk about the, as of this recording, release tomorrow, SNL UK. So
Oh yeah, it'll be out by the time this
yeah,
episode comes out. This
yeah.
is
So
good.
that could be very fun to see like what happens with that,
Yeah,
and
can you
also
believe they did that? Oh my gosh.
yeah, like wow,
I can't believe they brought the Queen back to life on the first episode of SNL UK.
right,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
and I'm also
Like,
I'm
why
on
did they blow up Stonehenge like that? That's crazy.
right, and it's not that they even got Tina for the first episode. It just makes a lot of sense, but like it's still amazing.
Still amazing. Still
Yeah.
amazing. Tina Fey showed whole. It was amazing.
Yeah, and also I'm on Twitter as usual at I'mAlive419, and also I want to promote not my work but someone else's work who I really want to be a guest on the podcast, but like they are not comfortable being on. But I felt it's definitely worth mentioning. My good friend Jesse Nathan, that's Jesse Nathan. He did reviews of SNL for with like 6 years, and then recently retired, but is still watching the show, and also does blogs of his own movies called Loser Movie Reviews, where he talks about movies that he's not so hot on. And yeah, so definitely check him out. He's a great guy with lots of strong opinions about SNL as well as other great things, and he's just a cool guy all around. So definitely check him out.
Totally. We'll definitely do that. And glad you could hear us. Hopefully, you guys find us again for another episode of Not Ready for Popcorn Players podcast. Have a good night.